Hello, cookbook friends. This is Carrie with Cookbook Divas. And this is not a cookbook, but I saw it at my local library. I had to grab it. It's an illustrated book called A Woman's Place, as you can tell. The Inventors, Rumrunners, Lawbreakers, Scientists, and Single Moms Who Changed the World with Food. So it's a food history book. I think it is aimed at children, although I found it in the adult book section. Let's check it out. So it's illustrated, very, very much so. Illustrated by Jessica Ola. Came out in 2019. The authors are Deepi Ahluwalia and Stef Ferrari. Little Brown and Company is the publisher. To the Ladies Who Give Me Strength. So here's the table of contents, and they're using a fanciful font and a tiny font, so I'm going to grab my reading glasses. The first chapter is Innovators, and then Instigators, and then Inventors. Okay, introduction. This book began with a question. If a woman's place has always been in the kitchen, then why does culinary history read like the guest list of some old boys' club? Women were the stars of our holiday traditions and romanticized tales of home cooking passed down through generations. But a glance at the front pages of food publications, lists of the world's best restaurants, or even our corner bistro revealed a different face of the food industry: men. Yep. Women may be depicted slaving over the proverbial, or literal, hot stove before putting dinner on the table in a perfectly pressed dress. But rarely are we considered fit for jobs in professional kitchens. I know. So A Woman's Place is about telling their stories. Innovators. These resourceful women were hungry for something better. Now, I can't show you the whole book, so I'm going to just pick a couple interesting things. Catherine de Medici, 1519 to 1589. Wonderful illustration of her, info on what she had to do with food. And then we move on to Lena Richard, Eugenie Brazier or Brazier, I'm not sure how to say that. Very multicultural. It's not just French cooks. Esther Eng, 1914 to 1970. And here's a recipe. Aha! Chinese 5-spice braised beef short ribs. And is there a recipe here? No. Okay. Edna Lewis, 1916 to 2006. Info on her. A recipe for herb roasted chicken and vegetables with sage buttermilk biscuits. Erna Meyer, 20th century. Eva Eckelard. Love the illustrations. This is incredible. I probably have to buy this. Melinda Russell, 19th century. Looks like she was a baker. I can't wait to read this. Women of Chinese American Food, 20th century to the present. Joyce Chen. Cecilia Chang. Chow. Christetta Comerford. I believe she was the White House chef. Yep, the first woman and non-white person to hold the title of White House Executive Chef. Info on her. Are there any more recipes? Yes, a baked camembert recipe, etc. Let's get to the next chapter. Oh, okay. Here's one very near and dear to my heart, MFK Fisher. I love her cookbooks. And before that was Betty Crocker, the fictional character. Info on that. And I love that the pages are color-coded so I can skip to the next chapter when it gets to be green. Instigators. These ladies weaponized the food we eat for social change. Women of protest, 18th and 20th centuries. The women of Versailles, the women of the Russian Revolution, the women of the salt protest at Chowpatty Beach. I didn't even know about any of that. I'm going to learn so much from this book. Georgia Gilmore, 1920 to 1990. How about some of the fonts I can't really read very easily. Hattie Burr and the Suffragettes, who had to be force-fed. Nutmeg election cake with maple cream cheese frosting recipe. Can't read that font. Lady Eve Balfour. Beatrice de Luna in the 1500s. Wow. This book was a lot of work because the illustrator had to draw so many. School lunch ladies. I love that they are included. Dr. Harriet Clisby, Ellen H. Richards, Leah Chase, 1923 to the present. Women of Tea, 17th century to the present. Nice. Ooh. This is going to be a great book to read with your young ladies and boys too. Girl Scouts of America, 20th century to the present. Girl Scout icebox cake recipe. And now, Inventors. These women created game-changing machines, processes, and recipes we couldn't live without. And I can't read that font. Oh, nope, can't read it. It's too fanciful. Okay, Women of Beer. Multiple eras. Women of Ice Cream. Thank you for that. 19th and 20th century. Here's the illustration. Women of Coffee. Thank you for that. We all salute you. Clara Steele. I don't know who she was, or Clara Steele. They left Ohio for the Great Frontier. She couldn't have known that her passionate love of cheese would alter not only her own fate, but spread like Velveeta around the country. Women behind your favorite foods. Multiple eras. Baked brown butter lemon donuts with lemon hazelnut glaze recipe. And who is this? Amanda Jones, 1835 to 1914. Not sure what she did, but I'm going to know after I read it. Women of Cooking Schools. Yes. This is amazing. I cannot wait to sit down with a cup of tea and read through it. I hope you enjoyed this little look through of a food history book. You can see our cookbook review videos at cookbookdivas.com and via our YouTube channel. We post cookbook photos and news to Facebook and Instagram under Cookbook Divas. And you can check out our podcast on your favorite podcast reader while we talk about cookbooks that are coming out new. Thanks so much for watching.